So you know we've been excited here. We've been counting down for weeks, and on Saturday, San Antonio is going to lie right in the path of an annular eclipse for the first time since 1940.
Rare, but not unheard of, and less than a year later, we'll also be in the path of a total solar eclipse. That's truly a once-in-a-lifetime event. And as KSAT explains, our Eclipse Authority meteorologists tell us everything we need to know to prepare.
During our solar eclipse, as the moon blocks the sun, the temperature could drop as much as 10 degrees.
It is never safe to look at the sun during the annular eclipse, but if you don't have these special glasses, coming up, I'm going to be showing you how to make a pinhole projector using fun household materials.
And remember, weather plays a role in all of this. Cloud-free skies are ideal for seeing this eclipse.
There are plenty of events that you can attend across South Texas, many of which you can find on our website. And just know that we'll have a lot of visitors heading to the Alamo City.
And lastly, we are going to be streaming the entire event on the KSAT app and the KSAT weather app. This is a once-in-a-lifetime event that you're not going to want to miss, so we hope you'll join us.
For San Antonio, the partial eclipse begins around 10:24 a.m. with annularity starting at 11:52 a.m., peaking at 11:54 and ending at 11:56. The duration of annularity is only around 4 minutes in San Antonio. The entire eclipse event will end at 1:33 p.m. Several other cities are also in the path. Remember, an eclipse occurs when the moon sits directly between the Earth and the sun. The moon creates a shadow.
Sometimes it's just a little bit further away from us. Its orbit isn't perfectly circular. And so when it's just a bit too far, you can still see the edge of the sun.
This is called an annular eclipse.
And annulus is a fancy word for donut. And so that's what we call the eclipse, where we can still see the edge of the sun or the ring of fire.
Weather permitting, of course, but it will be a sight to see, not only in the sky, but on the ground too.
Look under a tree, because what happens is all the little gaps between leaves make little apertures, and so you get images of the sun on the ground. That happens every day. But on a normal day, the sun is just a circle. But on eclipse day, it's a crescent. And so you see all these little crescent suns on the ground under the trees.
A few other quirks about eclipses. Temperatures do drop slightly during an annular eclipse, and you may notice wildlife acting a little weird.
Birds will do the thing that they do after sunset. So after the sun sets, but before it gets dark, and they do this swooping around thing, and they make a lot of noise, birds will do that.
Remember, you'll need your glasses for the entire event, and make sure they're certified. If you plan to use telescopes and binoculars, don't forget to attach a solar filter. Should you not have glasses, you can also use a pinhole camera. What is that? Here's meteorologist Sarah Spivey on how you can make your own.
So let's say you want to safely view the annular eclipse, but you don't have some of these guys. Well, I've got a really awesome activity that you can do with your kids, and honestly, it's fun for adults too. Here's what you need: a cereal box, a white piece of paper, a pencil, some scissors, some tape, aluminum foil, and a push pin. Step one is to trace the bottom of the cereal box onto this piece of white paper. And once you got the shape, you cut it out. Now this piece of paper is going to go onto the bottom of the cereal box. This is basically your screen, what the sun is going to project onto. You'll do that with some tape. Next, you want to cut off these little tabs here at the top of the cereal box. What you want to do too is you want to cut out 2 holes, leaving only the middle. You just want to tape them together like this. Take your aluminum foil and cover one side of the cereal box completely, and now tape it down. We're going to take a pin and we're going to prick it through the aluminum foil so that a really tight focused beam from the sun will project onto the back of the cereal box. Remember, it is never safe to look directly at the sun. So here's actually how you use your pinhole projector. Don't point it toward the sun. Put your back to the sun and align it so that the sunlight goes through the pinhole. This may take a couple of tries. Oh, this is so cool. I can actually see some of those cumulus clouds right in front of the sun right now. Everyone should be able to see the solar eclipse with just a few easy at-home materials.
Thanks, Sarah. Now back to San Antonio's good luck. Since we are in the path of 2 eclipses, San Antonio is going to be a popular place for people to visit during the events. Meteorologist Mia Montgomery tells us how that could affect you.
We are very populous and easy to get to, so there will be quite a few people coming to town.
Thousands of people from across the country are expected to visit parts of South Central Texas for the annular eclipse on October 14th. Andres Munoz with Visit SA says that out-of-town guests are naturally attracted to the San Antonio area because of the city's history, authenticity, and uniqueness. But the influx of visitors for this particular astronomical event is expected to have a notable impact on our economy.
It's every part of the economy. The reality is that those travelers will come in and they're going to stay in hotels. They're going to be visiting restaurants, and they're going to be visiting attractions. They're going to go everywhere within the city. Therefore, the economic spill is all over town.
Speaking of hotels, lodging groups in San Antonio have seen a visible increase in the number of bookings for this weekend and already a sellout in spots for the total eclipse taking place in April.
October has some energy behind it. There's quite a lot more people booking those dates, but the April one is sold out.
With our area residing in the path of the total eclipse happening in just 6 months' time, the economic drive expected this weekend will hopefully happen again on potentially even a larger scale next spring.
And those are going to be repeats, and hopefully with the momentum that one eclipse drives, it will generate more momentum towards more people visiting after it gets shared in social media and what have you, and how special it was the first time around.
A special event happening in a special place right here in South Central Texas.
More proof this is a big deal, and you may be wondering if San Antonio has seen a solar eclipse like this before. Yes, we have, but a couple of things to keep in mind. Solar eclipses happen all over the Earth every 6 months or so. They're not necessarily rare, but being in the path of annularity in the case of the annular eclipse, or in the path of totality with regards to the total solar eclipse, makes this special. The last time an annular eclipse came right over San Antonio was 1940. However, here's the stat that will blow you away. According to Angela Speck, the last time the path of totality from a solar eclipse came over San Antonio was 1397. Now consider the fact that we're getting both of these eclipses in less than a year, and I'd say we've hit the celestial jackpot. For KSAT Explains, I'm meteorologist Justin Horn.
1397. A lot of man-made excitement to go along with this celestial event. Coming up next, we're going to break down some of the events happening across South Texas and the Hill Country to make this eclipse viewing even more entertaining. You could watch Saturday's eclipse from your own backyard, or you could venture out to places all across South Texas, the Hill Country. There's going to be food, music, and a whole lot more.
That's right. Meteorologist Mia Montgomery highlights the eclipse events that are happening throughout the weekend.
From San Antonio to Uvalde to the Hill Country and beyond, there are plenty of watch party options to attend for the annular solar eclipse happening on October 14th. Take Bandera. Their Natural History Museum will be hosting the Dino Solar Eclipse event, where glasses, crafts, and tours will be offered to those who reserve tickets among their many dinosaur statues.
We have different events to keep the children entertained, and also with the astronomer talking about different issues and answering any questions.
Out west in Uvalde County, a weekend's worth of events will be taking place in Uvalde, Garner State Park, and Concan. Both fun and educational activities, food trucks, live entertainment, and more will be a part of the Stellar Fest starting as early as Friday.
It's just a beautiful place to escape to, watch this awesome phenomenon happen, and then enjoy the concerts and the activities and things that we have going on.
Back here in San Antonio, places like the Zoo, Scobie Education Center, the Museum, Natural Bridge Caverns, and various hotel groups will be hosting watch parties for the solar eclipse. Dr. Richard Kissel, Chief Program Officer at the Museum, knows how unique of an event this, plus the total eclipse in April, will be.
It gives you a perspective and a realization that we're part of something so much bigger. You know, we're on this planet that's revolving around the sun, so for everything to line up perfectly for an eclipse, I think is really amazing and can really add perspective about where we are in the solar system and the universe.
Mia Montgomery, KSAT 12 News.
It is exciting, and I'm just excited that there are going to be so many people coming into San Antonio. Some of them are my friends.
Oh, you have friends coming in?
Yeah, coming
nice.
in from New York. This is a really big deal, and they just want to be a part of it. So I'm just excited that they're finally going to get to experience the Alamo City. 83 degrees out there right now, and I'm very happy that they're coming this weekend, that this is all happening this weekend and not a few weekends ago when it was sweltering hot.
90s. Yes, they get a taste of our nice eclipse weather. It's going to be fall-like. And just a reminder of what's going to be going on. We've got The sun, the moon, the earth. Every so often, they line up perfectly. This time, the moon is moving in front of the sun. It's going to cast a bit of a shadow. We'll talk more about what it's going to look like and what it's going to feel like coming up in just a little bit. And of course, your detailed cloud cover forecast in just a bit.
All right, so it is beautiful weather right now. Great eclipse weather. I mean, I think Adam's got some eclipse hints for us.
Yeah, I've got some frequently asked questions, and we actually compiled a full list of frequently asked questions that we'll probably keep adding to as the eclipse approaches. But that's on our website, KSAT12. There's a special section, Eclipse, where we have all the information you saw earlier and a lot more. I mean, some questions as simple as, do my pets need glasses? We've heard that. And no, because they have the instinct to not look directly at the sun. They're safe. You'll be safe outside. We just have to remind you, don't look directly at the sun. But otherwise, it's like any other day. You can go outside with or without your sunglasses. Let's talk about another point here. 90% of the sun is going to be obscured by the moon. So it's not a total eclipse. A total eclipse is a bigger deal, and that comes in April. April 8th, we'll have that. Will it get dark outside? No, but it's going to dim outside as if you're in the shade or as if a thick cloud is moving in front of the sun. So it's going to get a little dim, and that's why we say sometimes the animals may start acting as if it's going into nighttime because they get confused. Even bigger deal coming up in April. Can I look at it through a camera? No, unless you have a specific certified filter. Remember, cameras have lenses, and those lenses can focus the sunlight and quickly damage your camera. Do not look at it through a camera. It can and will hurt your camera. Those are just some of the questions. This is what it's going to look like. I anticipate some lingering passing clouds here in San Antonio, but they shouldn't really inhibit the viewing of the eclipse. Partial eclipse, when the moon just starts to creep in front of the sun, begins at 10:23 a.m. Maximum here in town around 11:54 a.m. and that's when we get the ring of fire, the 10% of the sun that's not quite obscured. The reason it's not obscuring the entire sun is because the distance of the moon from the earth. That distance changes a bit in April when it completely obscures the sun. But this is just that 10% left, and it ends at 1:33 p.m. our time. Quick look at satellite and radar. We're good around here right now, but let's focus on eclipse day. With the cold front, I expect some clouds around sunrise. Notice the path here in these orange lines. By 10 a.m., those clouds start to clear out, which is good, just in time for the eclipse to start to get going. Slowing down the clock, you'll see once we get the peak maximum eclipse coming into the picture, highest chance of clouds west of San Antonio, closer to the border, and even south down I-35. Locally and hill country, I think we'll be okay. It's just some locations closer to the Rio Grande where I think will be a little problematic when it comes to the cloud cover. So if you really want to see it and you're in Del Rio or Eagle Pass, I'd head eastward. Here's your forecast. Some of those clouds early and then clearing out in time for the eclipse, especially the peak part of the eclipse, which is going to be nice. Temperatures 91 tomorrow, 78 for the high on Saturday. And notice looking ahead, that high temperatures will be right near 80 degrees. And mornings back down in the lower 50s as we get into next week. How nice is that going to feel?
Oh, lovely.
Oh, don't you forget. We've got Therm Thurs. All right, so we've been talking about what happens during the eclipse. Now, this is a partial eclipse. It's not a total eclipse, so we're not going to have the extensive temperature drop that you can get when the sun is completely blocked out. But I still anticipate a 5-degree temperature drop during the eclipse, possibly even a little bit more. I did a little bit of research, looked back to the last eclipse, which was in August of 2017. Now, that was total in parts of the country. However, Jacksonville, Florida, had a 90% obscuration of the sun. And look what their temperature did. Went from 84 down to 76 during the eclipse and then as it ended, went back up to 82. Now, keep in mind, that was in August, so the sun angle was higher than it is right now. But that's one of the analogs I just decided to look at for fun to see, what our temperature drops. So I'm predicting about a 5-degree temperature drop throughout that eclipse. Wouldn't surprise me if it's even a little bit more. So temperature does get affected by an eclipse, even when it's not total. Brenda France, the winner of this week's homemade thermometer. Go to KSAT.com/thermometer to enter the drawing.
It's interesting. I didn't even think about temperatures dropping and things like that. So, yeah, good.
Still going to be lovely weather. Thank you. And we'll be right back after this.
A crash in an abandoned car happened overnight on I-10 near UTSA Boulevard. Police say the driver of a Toyota Camry crashed into a big rig. That driver got out of the car and ran away. Another driver crashed into the Camry that was just left in the middle of the highway. They were taken to a nearby hospital. The driver of that Camry hasn't been found yet.
A man who was charged in the deadly shooting of his father has now been given a plea deal. Jason Huron pleaded guilty to killing his father, Anthony, in 2021 at their Southeast Side home. Now, Huron was sentenced to 12 years in prison.
The Jewish Federation of San Antonio asking for people's support through the Israel Crisis Fund, the nonprofit trying to raise $1 million to help the victims of the war in Israel. If you have any idea and you want to donate, we have a link to do so on KSAT.com. That's your 60-second recap.
Thank you so much for being with us during this last hour. We're going to see you right back here on the Night Beat.
See you at 10.